All right. Let's continue talking about the defensive side of the ball, talking about the top cornerback moves in free agency so far to this point. We have a lot of moves to talk about on this list, some good ones, a couple questionable ones, but all mostly good and that I can get behind. But before we begin officially, hope you guys are having a fantastic, fantabulous, awesome freaking day. My name is Garrett Shumake, and you're listening to the Shumake Take. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you've noticed, I just changed the intro. I no longer say all right, and welcome in. No, let's do it at the start, so that way it's kind of gets you up, gets you kind of hyped, and then also the hope you're having a fantastic, fantabulous, awesome freaking day is a little bit more of a seamless transition. So there is that, and also a couple things before we begin. Lost my train of thought for a second. Let's get back. Okay, we are good. We are back in the proper brain, motion, timing, whatever word you want to use. Jesus Christ, this is a train wreck to start this episode, but I don't feel like restarting. So bear with me here. We're going to figure it out before we begin. First things first, you see this video in the safety video coming out a little late. I apologize. Dairy Queen, which is the store that I work, job that I work at. If you guys don't know, that is where I work. Last Thursday, or this past Thursday, was Free Cone Day, and we gave away over 3,300 free cones, which we were swamped. I was really tired, so I didn't record on Thursday, and I chose to record late on Friday, and so these videos are now up on Saturday. So sorry that they're out a little bit late, but they are here now for your enjoyment as we conclude the free agency series for now, right? A couple of the big moves might happen. We'll make, videos on it and whatnot. And also, if you guys saw, if you didn't see, I made a video talking about all the rule changes that have been proposed for the 2025 season. I would highly advise go checking that out. There's a couple that I like and a couple that I think are really dumb, like the Packers trying to ban the tush push, and then the Lions proposing that, okay, we need to take away the division, the significance of winning your division and make the highest record have the highest seed, which is dumb because the Vikings, for example, after the horrible game that they had against the Rams, did not deserve to have a home playoff game because it would have been that much more embarrassing. Anyways, go check that video out. It was a little fun video that I made. But anyways, before we talk about these corners, if you like the video and you like my content and you like me, please consider hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button. It only takes a couple of seconds. It's free. And if it's free, it's for me. You know what I'm saying? So do that. Like I said, free. Takes only a couple seconds. But also, it helps the channel out tremendously as I continue to grow and spread my football passion to more and more people on this platform, trying to reach 50 subscribers as soon as possible, so that way live streaming can become available for us. And then I want to try and hit 100 subscribers before this NFL season starts. That way, by the time the season rolls around, we got a good community around, and we are booming. Business will be booming, so it'll be a lot of fun making videos. So continue to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Thank you very much. Anyways, let's get right into the corners. Starting with the biggest one so far in the offseason, the Panthers, extending Jaycee Horn, giving him a 4-year deal worth $100 million, $70 million guaranteed, makes him the league's highest paid corner in NFL history. This move is an A+, straight up A+. We're starting off with a bang here. Jaycee Horn is one of the best corners in the league, straight up. He doesn't get a lot of notoriety because he's on a Panthers team that's honestly been pretty bad for the past few years and honestly been all bad since he's gotten into the league just about, outside of like maybe 1 year. But also, Jaycee Horn is just, he's incredible. Like, he's a really, really, really good football player, right? Great physicality, great speed, right? Great vision, great player recognition. Like, he has all the tools to be one of the best corners in the NFL. Like, there's not really one thing that he doesn't not do well, right? But also, the thing is, he is one of the few really good players on the Panthers team and probably the best player on the entire team, right? So keeping him around as a guy who's also still young, as a team that's looking to take a big step forward next year, right? Even though I'm in wait and see mode to see if that happens, but I am a little hopeful, if I'm being honest. But at the same time, keeping a guy like Jaycee Horn around, I mean, there's literally no reason to get rid of him. If you were a depressing football team like the Browns, for example, okay, maybe I can understand getting rid of Jaycee Horn, because a lot of bad teams, if they're in a depressing situation, okay, they'll get rid of some of their best players and get more draft picks. But no, the Panthers, even though they finished 5-12, as I talked about in their predictions versus reality video, which I will throw a card up there. So if you want to go check that out, check it out. But also, the team finished with a lot of hope. They got a lot better as the season went on, and it looks like they're trending in the right direction. So retaining one of your best players or your objectively best player and keeping him around is important as this team continues to build and try and take another step forward in 2025. Next up, the Vikings re-sign Byron Murphy to a 3-year, $54 million deal with a max value of $66 million. This one is another A. Not an A+, but an A. Byron Murphy is another high-caliber corner that's been good. He was good with Arizona. Then he goes to Minnesota and has been really good ever since and had a breakout season this year in 2024. Emerged as one of the best corners in the league and was a very underrated part of the Vikings defense. The thing is, the Vikings defense got a lot of love because of their front seven, but it's not just their front seven. It's the fact that Byron Murphy locked receivers down. Great long speed from Byron Murphy, right? I'm pretty sure he's more of a speedy guy to my knowledge, but also he had a lot of passes deflected. He had a career high 6 interceptions as well. So he's a really good player, and extending him on a great defense, I think that's important. And also, it goes to show the Vikings are serious about winning now and trying to become a true Super Bowl contender. And it was announced earlier in the week that they're not going to go for Aaron Rodgers, which I try to tell people. Not very many people saw it. But anyways, for the people that did see it, I did say that the Vikings are not getting Aaron Rodgers. They're not doing that. It is dumb to not go for J.J. McCarthy in year 2. But that's besides the point. Byron Murphy is a great player, and I love who he is. I love what he's about. And he's a great fit under Brian Flores' defense and played his best year ever. So keeping him around, love the move, A. Next up, the Steelers sign Darius Slay, formerly of the Eagles, on a 1-year, $10 million deal that is fully guaranteed, by the way. This one's an A-. The only thing that's keeping it as an A- and not like an A or A+ is because it is a 1-year deal. Right, so Darius Slay is only going to be there for 1 year, and also because he's 34 years old. But besides the 34-year-old part, Darius Slay is still a very good corner. For someone that is his age, he has not slowed down all that much. And for a guy that he's no longer like big play Slay, like he doesn't make a lot of big plays anymore, right? Although he did have a really nice interception against the Packers in the wild card round, right? That was a really cool interception, by the way. It was a really big play, all right? But the thing is, like, big play Slay is no longer big play Slay, but big play Slay is still a really good lockdown corner and does not get a lot of attention, which is what you want in a corner. If your name's not getting called very often, that means you're doing your job, right? You know, being a corner is not about getting the interceptions and getting the pass deflection. Yeah, like that's the highlight of it, right? But when you talk about like for a quarterback perspective, it's nice throwing the touchdowns. It's nice making the big throw over the middle, right? But the quarterback, the core of a principle of a quarterback is make the right read, make the right throw, take care of the football, right? Your primary job as a quarterback is to not throw the touchdown and throw the big play, right? That comes with just being able to do the little things right. And Darius Slay does all the little things right, and that's what has continued to make him so good, even into his mid-30s. And for a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that lost Donte Jackson in free agency, getting another veteran that can slide in here and play well and also be a mentor for young corner Joey Porter Jr., I think it's a really good move who can continue to contribute and also, like I said, play that mentor role. So A- just because it's a 1-year deal, but I do really like the move. Next up, the Patriots are signing corner formerly of the Lions, Carlton Davis, a 3-year, $60 million deal. This one is a B. Even though Carlton Davis is coming off of an injury, he has been a starter his entire career, going back to even his rookie season in 2019 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He has started almost every game of his career to this point, for the most part, and also he's proved to be a solid quality player, which is why he has been a starter ever since he was a rookie, right? So a lot of starting experience, a lot of games played, right? And even though he's coming off of an injury, you know, overall, I don't think that's his first. I think this is his first big injury. I don't think he's had like a couple tweaks in the past, right? But to my knowledge, from what I remember, this is like Carlton Davis's like first like major injury. But given that, like, he's still in his early or late 20s, so he still has something to give, right? He's not in his 30s where this could have been more of a, troublesome injury, more concerning. So I think Carlton Davis is going to come back and play well. And like I said, he is a solid quality corner that's played in the NFL for a while now and has started a ton of games. And to pair him with Christian Gonzalez should not have like an immediate like superstar level impact, but this turns the secondary, or will help turn the secondary from a god-awful garbage unit to a respectable unit, at least, to where, okay, we're not looking like every third down and look at how awful the secondary is because they cannot cover people to save their lives and then add on the terrible edge rusher stuff, which they've added on to, right? But for the secondary, he'll help make this unit more of a respectable unit, more than, being a garbage, unwatchable unit. So it's an improvement. I like the player. I like the experience. So it fits really well with New England as they continue to rebuild that defense. Solid B move for me. Another move that I feel the similar way about, is the Jets signing former Ravens corner Brandon Stephens to a 3-year, $36 million contract. This is another B. Jeremy Stephens is a player that I kind of grew to like as the season continued to go on, as that Baltimore Ravens defense got better and better and better, to the point where by the year's end, they looked very similar to their 2023 self, which the 2023 defense was absolutely wicked nuts. But that being said, he's a physical, sticky corner, and you mix it with him with a guy like Sauce Gardner, who kind of plays similarly. I like that. I like that pairing as a duo, right? And also with Aaron Glenn coming from Detroit, who was a very physical football team, the most physical football team in the NFL that year in 2024. I like the fit there with a player and the coach. It makes sense. My concern is with Brandon Stephens that in the secondary, he had a lot of inconsistent play, which the whole unit did in 2024, like I mentioned. Their secondary to start the year was absolutely awful. Like, by far, it was the worst part of the Baltimore Ravens, and it wasn't even close. But like I mentioned, as the year went on, they got better and better. So while I'm concerned about what type of play you're getting out of Brandon Stephens, I will tell you this. If the Jets can for once get really good coaching, you're going to see a good Brandon Stephens. Brandon Stephens will have a good year in New York paired next to Sauce Gardner under Aaron Glenn. If you can get good coaching, you will get a good Brandon Stephens play. And good Brandon Stephens play is very solid, not very high, like highlight stuff, but a very sticky physical corner, is also a good tackler. So it's a great fit. And the great coaching, you will see this secondary play a lot better in 2025. Next up, more of a veteran signing. The Colts signed former Chiefs corner Charvarius Ward to a 3-year deal worth up to $60 million, $35 million guaranteed. This also includes a $20 million signing bonus as well. This one is a B+, because Charvarius Ward, who has been a solid corner throughout his entire career, spending times with the 49ers and then the Chiefs, who has won a couple Super Bowls there now, maybe one, I can't remember what time he got there into Kansas City, but he's been a solid corner his entire career for the most part. And the reason why I'm giving it a B+ instead of a B, even though he's a similar caliber corner to a guy like Brandon Stephens, it's because he's coming from a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl winning organization, right? So that culture is important, especially for a Colts team that seems to not have a culture right now, or a culture that is completely out of whack, as I talked about in my Colts predictions versus reality video, which I'll throw a card up right there so you guys can go check that out. Anyways, he's another proven player, which the Colts, with signing safety Cam Bynum, which if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check out the safety video right after this one, which I'll throw a card up there as well for you to click on and add that into your watch history. Then click back and watch this one and finish that, please. That would really help me. Anyways, so Charvarius Ward is another one of these proven players that, with the Colts defense in 2024 being awful, they need players on this defense that can start and will produce for you. It's not like you're not a team that's in position to, sign willy-nilly in free agency and just sign, okay, this player had a good year, give him a contract. No, like, they're signing players for this defense in this secondary that are proven to be at least quality starters, and that is what this Colts defense needs. They just need quality play from somewhere, whether it's their defensive line, secondary linebacker. They just need quality play. And then boom. Okay, this defense makes a massive jump to bad to maybe at least slightly below average, right? That's a jump I'm expecting to make at the best for the Colts defense. But signing guys like Charvarius Ward is reflective of that. And I think there's a better chance of that happening. But at the same time, I'm interested to see or concerned about Lou Anarumo, the new defensive coordinator, right? The taste that he left in people's mouths after the Cincinnati experience was awful. So I'm not very worried or not very excited about it. But I do like the idea of bringing in Charvarius Ward because, like I said, Super Bowl champion, culture guy, right? Coming from a place like that. And then you get a guy who's a proven player who is very likely to produce at a high level for you. And you got him for a decent price, which I can get behind. The next one, the Jaguars sign corner Jourdan Lewis, a 3-year, $30 million deal with $20 million fully guaranteed. This one's a B-. Jourdan Lewis is a slot corner, right, primarily, which he's a good one. But the Jaguars, I think, needed outside corner more. What really killed this defense last year was the secondary. I know I talked about in my Jaguars predictions versus reality video card that the defensive line really underwhelmed, which did not help the secondary. But the secondary in its own right was already bad regardless and was going to be bad. I said that before the season started that this unit was going to be bad. But either way, the thing is Jourdan Lewis, the other reason why it's a B- is because he had a very up and down season. And it wasn't just up and down. It was a roller coaster. I mean, ask Cowboys fans. They'll tell you that they had some games or Jourdan Lewis had some games where he was fantastic. He was phenomenal, right? Especially like the Bucs game. He was phenomenal in that game. But there was other games like the Saints game where, God, he was so freaking bad. It was unwatchable, right? So he had a very up and down season. But for a defense and a secondary that was so bad and they're looking to kind of, in a way, they are in a rebuild in Jacksonville in some type of way, right? You know, signing Jourdan Lewis is a risky move, which for a team coming off of a position like the Jaguars are, you would have been better off signing a guy like Charvarius Ward, right? Who is a proven commodity in the NFL, where Jourdan Lewis, he's a good player. And if you get good coaching, he will play well. It's just for a defense that was awful and for a new coaching staff, signing a risky player like Jourdan Lewis, you're playing with fire. You could get boom, but also you could get bust. And this could be a really bad signing, but hoping for the best for Jourdan Lewis, but we will see what happens. Next up, we're going to talk about a couple Titans moves or former Titans here for these couple of moves, starting with the Kansas City Chiefs signing Kristian Fulton to a 2-year, $20 million deal that has a max value of $20.5 million and includes $15 million guaranteed. This one is a B-. And that's not me speaking from a Titans fan perspective. That's me talking from an objective perspective here. Because Kristian Fulton, he honestly revived his career in LA with the Chargers. And when he was in Tennessee, there's a point where we were talking about Kristian Fulton potentially being one of the best corners in the league in 2021, where he was playing absolutely incredible. And Titans fans will tell you, there was a time where we were calling Kristian Fulton Fulton County Jail because he was locking down wide receiver ones easily. But after getting injured and then inconsistent play where by 2022, he was absolutely garbage. And then 2023, the dude was even worse and then couldn't even stay on the field. And so he leaves, signs a 1-year deal with the Chargers, and plays pretty well. He also got hurt again, which, of course, Kristian Fulton got hurt again. He always got hurt at Tennessee. He was one of the most injury-prone players we had. But that's besides the point. When he was on the field, he was good. And he's going into a situation in Kansas City where he's going to start. He's going to get great coaching there. And as long as he stays healthy, you're going to get at least solid corner play from Kristian Fulton. And because it's a 2-year deal, it's not a big commitment. The contract's not a big commitment either. So for the player that they could be getting for the price, I can get behind it. It's just the injury concerns are really, really big concerns. So that's why it's keeping it as a B- instead of being like a B. Moving on to the Steelers, they signed corner Donte Jackson. Not the Steelers. He just left the Steelers. The Chargers signed Donte Jackson to a 2-year, $13 million deal. This one is a B+. a veteran guy who's coming off a really good 2024 season, one of the best years of his career. And for the Chargers that lost Kristian Fulton, that lost Asante Samuel Jr., I like the pivot that they made to sign Donte Jackson, because they tried signing a young player, right, that had talent, played well, but couldn't stay healthy in Kristian Fulton. But then Asante Samuel Jr. just simply could never develop in LA. So I like the move to, okay, instead of that, let's pair a good veteran corner that's coming off of a really good year, pay him a cheap deal, get high value for a high level player with a good defense, good coach, and Jesse Minter as DC, Jim Harbaugh's head coach, right? She's going to get good coaching. I think it's a right pairing, and considering he's going a little bit older here, right? A guy who's been more proven, I can get behind this to help revamp his secondary, as they're probably going to draft a corner early in the draft, in my opinion. I think they should with the players that they've lost now. But Donte Jackson, back to him, is a really good player, very physical player, and was a good staple in that secondary for the Steelers defense, was their best corner in my opinion. So he goes to LA. I like the move. Cheap, high value, veteran guy who brings a lot of experience and should bring high level play with him to that defense. Next up, the Giants signed, I can't remember where he came from, Paulsen Adebo, signing a 3-year, $54 million contract that includes $36 million fully guaranteed. This one is also a solid B. Paulsen Adebo is a corner that, he came from the Saints, that right. He's a younger corner. He is 25 years old, and he has started a ton of games for the Saints. Kind of similar to Carlton Davis, right? Where started early as a rookie, but he's played a ton of games so far. And for a guy that's 25, he is still very young. And Paulsen Adebo is known as a more of a ball hawk and aggressive tackler, which is really nice for a Giants defense that's trying to get younger and trying to get faster, right, and more flashy as well. And so Paulsen Adebo is a guy that fits that mold. And while he is coming off of an injury, he was one of those corners that, got hurt throughout the year and decimated that cornerback room in general for the Saints. I think there's more enough upside here to be excited, somewhat excited about this move, because to see a guy like this become available in free agency, it's uncommon, right? Like, Paulsen Adebo is not like a great corner or anything, right? So not in that regard of it being uncommon, but Adebo, with his youth, his relative production, right? Games started, he started a ton of games, and then you add, the play and the player that he is, right? In the athletic upside as well. I think it's an uncommon combination where you get the right coaching with the Giants, which is the biggest question mark in my opinion. At the best, you get a corner that can play well and really improve the secondary in general, which is a big debilitator for the Giants last year. Another really good move, in my opinion, was the Packers signing Nate Hobbs to a 4-year, $48 million deal, $16 million guaranteed. This one is a B+, because Nate Hobbs was one of the few bright spots on the Raiders defense last year and has really, really become a solid player in the NFL. He is primarily a slot guy, but also has versatility. He's been able to play outside, and he reunites with a player that is he reunites with a former teammate, which plays similarly, Keyshawn Nixon. And I talked about how the Packers need another reliable corner to pair with Jair Alexander, and while Hobbs is going to play more slot, he can play outside, which I like. It'll lock down that position for a while, although I would have preferred an outside corner, honestly. But that's not taking anything away from Nate Hobbs, who will play outside, right? He can, like I said, he can do that. So it is another reliable corner, which is ultimately what the Packers needed, which is why I like the move. And for a guy that is still pretty young, I can't say enough how much I like the move, I guess. But it is a nice move. That's why it's a B+. And, oh wow, that is the end. What? No way. Oh, wow, I actually reached the end. I'm so sorry. That was kind of abrupt. Well, I thought there was going to be more. Well, I guess that's it. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Sorry again for the unexpected ending. Jesus Christ. But either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button. Of course, it is free. It takes a couple of seconds. It helps the channel out tremendously as I grow and spread my football passion to more and more people. Remember, excuse me, throat got dry. Either way, Remember, we're trying to reach 50 subscribers so we can hit live streaming capabilities. And also, we want to hit 100 before the season starts. That way, we got a good community built around and business will be booming by that time rolls around. Next up, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who did I get wrong? Who did I miss? Who did you want me to talk about that I did not talk about on this list? And if you're a team that acquired one of these players or lost one of these players, what are your thoughts on the matter? So let me know all your thoughts there. Lastly, make sure you guys share the video, whether it's by social media or by word of mouth, getting everybody locked in and locked on to the Shumake Take podcast. I come up with great content for you guys every single week. And next week, we will be having the Jamar Chase and T. Higgins video. I will post a Tennessee Titans video for all you Titans fans out there. I'm going to start making individual Titans videos for you guys as well, so we can actually talk about my favorite team in a more Titans fan-based style, which will be nice. And then also, social media will be revived next week, so go ahead and try and follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter/X, whatever word you want to use, honestly. And go check those out because I will start posting on Twitter, right, more frequently. I'll post on Facebook too occasionally, but I will posting there. But for social media clips, if you want to see just individual clips for free agency, I'm going to be over the next week making a bunch of those and uploading those to Instagram Reels and TikTok primarily. So keep an eye out for those and follow me on social media as we are going to start utilizing that. So that way we can really get business booming for the Shumake Take. But for now, that is going to do it for me today, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you all next time.